TikTok, motherfucker.
Welcome to your life. Thursday and we meet each other again. The WIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Drizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the metaverse. Thursdays when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Boom. There we go. Quick mic check. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Drago. What up, y'all? It's Matthew, aka Nifty Time, back for another WIP. Also back in America, which feels good to be awake at 12 p.m. Pacific as opposed to 4 a.m. Korea time. So excited for that. One more WIP left, I guess, of like the summer series of WIPs, which is usually pretty chill, laid back, experimental. Really stoked to have a new project pop on my radar that's jumping onto the WIP that's been doing things for a while from what I've heard. One Existence, it's going to be talking about the Phygital food project. Really excited to get my hands on that. Hopefully give to a few good causes. But before that, real quick, mid-intro shill. Rizzo and I continue to record, talk about things. We talked about unicorns, craft beer, and the metaverse this week. It's a good episode. Mint it. Throw us some support. Anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. We have the OG builder himself, Metageist. He's going to be taking us into On Cyber, where we're going to be doing a jumping game, learning a little bit more about new artists being revealed for Anonybox, giving away a couple of Anonyboxes as well. So keep your ears tuned for how to win a few of those Anonyboxes. And with that, I'm going to shut my mouth up, get the mic over to Rizzle so we can get this hype train rolling.
Awesome. Can I get a mic check? My sound all right?
Yeah.
Crispy.
Yeah. Anonybox. Yo, shout out Foxy Yoga for another fire pre-whip set, spinning week in, week out here. We are in Hyperfi right now. We're not going to be here for too long. We're going to hop over to the Phygital Food Project spot so y'all can wander around and check that out. But we are in the WIP spot now. I got like multiple tabs going on. So if you haven't been in Hyperfi in a while, you probably want to mute your Hyperfi tab so you can hear what's going on in here. Should you feel compelled to dance, you can type /dance in the chat box. You can fly, at least in our spot, tapping double space. We'll see what the flying dancing situation is where we're at next. But in the meantime, let me just get through my rattling here, and we're eventually going to shove through the portal. I'll drop a link as well. But if you want to do things proper metaverse form, the guest list is on the wall on the stage, and the thing that says guest book that looks like a guest book. And then we're going to walk through Fabiano's front door to the next spot when we kick things off here in a minute, which has a WIP logo on the front of it. So you want to do those things. Proper metaverse form. We'll drop the links and everything. But if you're in world, try and do it proper metaverse form. We are also in the general channel of the chat here in Discord. So if you're hearing us, but you don't see the chat going on, you want to hop in there. That's where all the links will be dropped. And the banter will be going on, and it's obviously you're in the voice channel, so you won't get lost, and that is the most important part because we'll be hopping through a couple different spots here today, including on Cyber, which we haven't been to in a while. So I'm stoked about that. Let's see, we're streaming on Twitter and YouTube and like a bunch of things. Thanks to Dragonate fixing that. And I think we had to throw Elon like another $4 a month or something like that to get it set up. So that kind of sucks, but we are live and people tune into that. So that is dope. Let's see, anything else? We have links that you should know. I'm going to drive. If you're watching on Twitter or whatever, you don't get the good stuff here in Discord, but these are links. We have a link tree. You can probably find it on our profile on Twitter as well. We have a Warpcast channel. I uploaded the Paradox's latest mashup to the YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's not like we get paid for it or anything, but it's dope, and there's lots of cool stuff there. Let's see, anything else? I will drop the link to the guest book here in Discord. For those of you who are bumbling around Hyperfy or can't seem to find it, or potentially I goofed it up, that's always a possibility. So that's that. If you didn't catch the tweet from Fabiano earlier, make sure you check it out because that's everybody's free gift for today, and it is it's worth filling out the guest book form for. Let me just tell you that much. So let's see. Any other housekeeping here? We got One Existence in the house. We got Metageist in the house. We're gonna be shuffling over to the Phygital food project spot in a minute here, and passing the mic over to One Existence to tell us about that. And then we'll be transitioning over to On Cyber. In between those things, if you have any questions for One Existence or show or anything, I guess. Wait, hang on. Let me back up a sec. If you have questions for One Existence or Metageist, please direct those to Show, who's yelling me in caps in the chat box, and he will relay those to our speakers and I guess himself if you have questions for Show as well. And I think that's just about everything. Make sure you stick around to the end. We're going to do a group shot. Please follow along. It sounds like Metageist has got some giveaways. We might have like a world premiere something at the end. You will see how time allows for it. Maybe not. And that's about it. If you haven't been here in a while, or if you have, you're going to hear it again. We're like Metaverse Public Broadcasting or something like that. We've been doing this for 5 years now and running, or maybe this is our 5th year. It doesn't matter. If you donate to the WIPmeetup.eth, it gets chopped up amongst our volunteer crew. If you'd like to donate a substantial amount of money to fund our success for many years, we'll love you, and you'll go down in metaverse history, and we'll build you some giant sculpture or some shit that will keep here forever. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, and we're also completely shameless. A lot of people give out stuff here, and we love to give out stuff, and we love free stuff. So if you would like to give out free stuff, we will take your free stuff and give it to our audience and ourselves and love you for it as well. Shout out to the crew who makes this happen week in and week out. Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonade, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brookhawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patricia, Fractilians, Johan, Matt, Metageist, who is coincidentally one of today's guests. So let's see. Before let's get some people on the move here. If you once again you want to do this proper metaverse style, if you're in the WIP spot in Hyperfy, there's a portal right on Fabiano's front door. Again, if I didn't mess that up, you should be able to walk right through it to the Phygital Food Project spot. I'm going to drop the link here in Discord. And so it gives us something to check out. And so head on over there. I'm going to as well. And we're going to do the ever difficult, tough transition microphone pass and see if that goes all right. Over to One Existence so that he can tell us a little bit about what they're cooking up. And I know they got an event coming up on Sunday that they want to tell you about. So One Existence, man, if you can hear me, please unmute and tell us a little bit about what Phygital Food Project's been cooking up.
All right. Well, first I want to thank everyone for being here. I know there's something huge going on in Spatial. I know a lot of people talking there today too. So I really appreciate everyone coming by. Looks like you got a great group here. I do want to mention also Bohidi is present as well, who is the leader of the actual charity event. But I will start with what I know, and he can fill in any blanks or any questions, hopefully, that I am unable to answer. I do also want to mention one of our musical guests is in the space. I hope that's all right. I'll refrain from the name unless I get the okay. But also, we have Make an NFT, who's been doing some Metabeast events in Decentralands on Friday night. He'll be performing as well, so looking forward to hear both of them. And I also I want to start with the place where it's being held, which was donated by a friend of mine in the 3D world. He's a cool builder, goes by the name of Wilson. He has graciously allowed for the event to take place in his Hyperfy, and I believe he helped us some put this together, but I think Bohidi put most of it together. And then also Vita TV will be will be streaming the event into numerous locations. So I hope I got most of our supporters covered. There, of course, this is a charity event. There's going to be an auction held. It takes place here where you're at right now on Sunday, with the auction main event taking place at 5 p.m. Central, which would be 6 p.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. Pacific, just to help people out, because I know math can be hard. It is for me sometimes. There is a link in here or portal here in this space to the spatial where those auction items are being shown. There's a Bit Beast Metarides vehicle, if you're familiar with Metarides, and some others. I do hope Expo Hiti will talk some on the auction, because there is a feature about it that I've not heard of, and I think people should be made aware of.
Hey, one existence, man. It might help just to give people some context. I know we got a bunch of people in the audience here who could probably just use like a broad scope overview of what Phygital Food Project is and its mission, and just what it's about, kind of thing. And Expo Hiti is welcome to hop on the mic, but just some context for what this auction is all about here.
And that's exactly where I was headed next. So what the food project is, it was started by Expo Hiti several years ago. He's attempted several events. We're hoping to make this his best one yet, but it's for helping out feeding the homeless in Chicago. Some might ask, well, why should I help if it's just in Chicago? It's a sanctuary city, and things are progressively getting worse there. All the help that is currently there is at capacity and more. People are being dropped off and told that there'll be something for them, a place to stay, food, and then they get there and there's not. The homeless shelters are at max capacity. This also means that any of those that are currently, those charities that are currently assisting or have been assisting, they're beyond capacity. So he is taking an opportunity where one group gets displaced due to an event occurring. I believe it's at Humboldt Park in Chicago. Yep. The people there are being relocated during this event going on to Garfield Park, which my understanding is also a bit more dangerous during. They all have their element of danger, of course, but is a bit worse than Humboldt and some of the others. So he's taking advantage of having all these people in one location to be able to bring them some food and supplies and try to at least make a day in their life a little bit better. Everything is, you can check everything out on the Phygital Food Project's web page. He has he has an actual budget, but he also has, should this project ever gain momentum, because he does hope it will, and will someday be able to help more locations throughout the U.S. I mean, the homelessness is a problem everywhere, of course. It is also something that hits home to me personally at one time. So I was more than happy to jump in and help. I think that's most of it. I know he's struggling also to find where to get the food. He had a place the last time that helped out, just a small business, but they have since moved and I mean, it's great for them. Their business has been booming. They just don't have the time and effort or the time and people to help him this year. So I know he's working on that and many other things in the background. And it's also a thing where, you know, the big brand names, basically, if you come to ask them for help, you're the enemy because they don't want to help in that matter. They just want it to go away, which would be nice, but it's not a thing that we can just throw money at either and it'll go away. People are there for many, many different reasons. I know people like to lump the homeless in one group or category, but that's just not the case. People are there because they've been abandoned by family. They've lost their work and had no one to help them, and couldn't recover. Veterans, elderly. There's the mental health issue as well, and of course there is those that are doing drugs, and some may turn to drugs being on the street. Because I mean, at some point, what else do you do? I guess you try to find ways to make the pain go away in some way, shape, or form, to keep warm. Other things, keep your mind off your hunger. But there are also people out there I have met, and they will tell you they chose to be there. So there, I mean, just like everything, there's subcategories within that whole homeless situation. And unfortunately, I think the biggest experiences do come from people that might be on drugs or doing bad things. But again, sometimes people do what they got to do to survive. I think that's about it.
Yo, thank you, man. If anyone has any questions for One Existence, please ping a show. I was like actually in the process of pinging show a question for you right now. But I also wanted to pass the mic over to Expo Heedy if he wants to hop on for a minute or two. And I know he's the founder behind this project, and I've seen a couple of clips of it and speaking very passionately about it. So, Expo Heedy, man, no pressure. I know you're sort of here on the fly and appreciate you being in the house. But if you'd like to say a little bit about what's cooking up here, would appreciate it.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me in, guys. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and listening to what we got to say too. Yeah, this is definitely something close to my heart. I've definitely been through homelessness in my life. I've lived in my car and had to, just rough it. And that was at 18 years old, right? And everyone has their own story, right? We all go through different things, but remember that there's always somebody out there struggling more than you, and that's the basic mentality that I've kept with me, because I see it constantly. I'm out here in Humble Park. It's basically a very historical part of Chicago, especially for people who are Puerto Rican. And I'm Boricua, Puerto Rican. So I went there as a kid a lot to the Puerto Rican festivals and the parades and stuff that we would have every year. But the sad part was every time you would go, you'd have to watch your back all the time, or your parents would be pulling you over to the sides when people would start shooting, because just fights and shootouts happen, because Humble Park is a very bad area. There's historically and always, it's always been a very, I don't want to say like just poor area, but it has been because of the way that it's been structured. And the fact too that right there on Division Street, they had a mass shooting of Black and Puerto Rican people, back when the towns were still being built up and stuff. So it's a whole area there that you got to remember. It has all this historical background too. And then now they're having a Puerto Rican festival again at the end of this month. And, nothing against it. Like I said, I'm Boricua, I'm Palente, I love my people. But, like, there's literally 50 tents plus at a time in Humble Park. And if you're just going to have an event there, obviously, they're going and saying to go somewhere else. They're moving them, right? They're not, like, forcibly, like, you know, like, oh, like, let me go grab your stuff. But they're basically telling them, like, hey, we have an event. You guys got to go somewhere else. And if they don't, then they go get the police. So that's a whole issue for me because we already have a lot of people in that park, right? And then the nearest park by where you can actually have more people who are homeless because not every park is accepting of that either, right? And it's understandable. You can't just have homeless people everywhere. But the nearest one by is Garfield Park, and that one's already bad, right? Like it's even worse there. That's where most of the homeless shelters are, and they're always at the max. And on Sundays they're closed. And then the events goes on Saturday and Sunday. So during this event, where there's going to be, you know, they're having everybody leave this park. There's going to be way more people in this other park than there ever was before, and they're all hungry. They're all broke. They're all tired. They're all dealing with shit. They're all dealing with mental or physical issues, or elderly, or veterans, or who are dealing with PTSD, or you know, all these different things, right? Like what he was mentioning. You don't think that something might happen over there? Like, come on, man. You know, people steal from each other. People hurt each other for stupid shit. I'm sorry about my language, but you know, it's real. And like, you got to really think if we don't do something to at least help the people that were moving out of this area, that those things are going to happen. And I tried to reach out actually to the organization that is putting the event together, and I got nothing back, you know? So I was like, okay, I guess I got to do it myself. And I've ran events in the past to try and raise funds to buy food, and we had some successful ones. Our best one that we had, we were able to get 20 meals out. We bought 10 meals, and the place that we actually bought from donated the other half, so we had 20 in total. Shout out to Papas Cache Sabroso in Chicago. If you're ever there, go there. And that's the place that he was talking about as well that can't really help us out this time because they're so small. They literally only have like 3 tables, and you know now they're always packed because they're getting popular on social media, and it's not just because of me. There's other people too that have been going there and stuff too. So I'm not going to take all the credit for that, but you know it has helped out. So now we got to go and start and try to go to the other restaurants because this area there's a lot of places that have been shutting down. It's been getting gentrified too, naturally, right? Because they see the opportunity. So we have to try and support these mom and pop shops that are still around, and that's what we're trying to do here. So the funds that we raise at the auction are going to be donated 100% to the Phygital Food Project. And we have our budget up on the website, like you mentioned as well, that you can go and see exactly how we distribute those funds. We use 80% for operational and 20% for administrative. And that way, the majority of the funds that we're getting are actually being used for what we're saying we're doing. Because I've seen a lot of charities in the past as well, which I've even hesitated to support because of the fact that most of the time they're just paying their people and they're not getting anything done. So I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to show that it can be done differently, especially very transparently. We have on our website the record section where you can go through and see every single transaction, withdrawal, whatever it is, even from our TikTok accounts. We have our PayPal, our Venmo, Cash App, all the crypto wallets there for you to verify and check to make sure that everything that we're doing is what we're saying we're doing. And we put up all the receipts too for when we buy it. And I take videos of all the donations. And you can see all the videos as well on the website. So super transparent through the whole process, not hiding anything, showing how it can be done because I want others to be able to do the same. And I'm actually, you know, trying to build this as a model so that it can be recreated. Because obviously I can't go everywhere in the world. I can't help everybody. So I'm going to prove the model here in Chicago, which I've started to do. And then we can now expand that to other areas. We even donated to Palestine for one of our donations where we helped out ANERA, which is an organization out in Palestine helping people out there. So, you know, it goes beyond just here in Chicago. And again, it doesn't just stop with food because you can't just keep feeding people and think, oh, everything's going to get better. I have plans to expand this out and actually go into helping employ these people, get them out of their addictions and things like that through different services that may be out there to connect them with it. And so trying to help people get back on their feet, not just giving them some food, is the end goal. But we have a video linked into the space. If you go in there on Hyperfy, it's up on the stage. Actually, it's me speaking at ETH Chicago last year about this exact project. And going through the outline of what I just kind of talked about, how we're going to start with the food, move into helping with addiction counseling, things like that, employment, and then transitional housing. So it's a long-term plan. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort, but somebody's got to do it, and might as well be us. Web3 has billions upon trillions of dollars passing through it at any time. So why can't we take a small portion of that and actually make a difference in the real world? And I'll get off my soapbox with that.
No, dude, that was wonderful. We brought you here to hear you on your soapbox. We have a lot of people dancing on tables in your spot, looking at the video that is rolling in there as well. Dude, I know we got some questions that have rolled in for show. Sorry, show's going to relay them to you. One Existence or Explahini, whoever wants to field them, feel free. But passing the mic over to show.
Go for it.
Hey, how's my audio?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, we have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know, does sourcing funds in crypto present any challenges or problems?
It does, especially with gas fees. So I often try to say, if you want to send us crypto donations, try to use ones with low gas fees to avoid the majority of your donation ending up just going to the blockchain or the people who are getting those fees. So when people send us like Bitcoin, and they send us $60 and we only get 30, and they're like, "What the heck?" Well, you sent us Bitcoin. That's how it goes.
That's cool. We also have a question from. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick, I want to point out too that those that have donated in an NFT, hold on to them, and instead of sending them to the project once the auctions are over, they will be notified of where to send that NFT. So that saves a step in gas as well.
Cool. We also have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know, are there ways to get involved with the project beyond the auction on Sunday?
Yep, I've actually got different positions available for volunteer and for hire. I want to expand this out, like I mentioned, and I can't do it all myself. So I've set up a different structure, kind of similar to normal nonprofits that you would see, but somewhat different to fit better with the format that we're going here. And I have volunteer positions of things like if you want to help out with live streams or things like that. And I even have employee positions, which are on a revenue-based salary pay. So as we get revenue, it spreads out by percentage as we see in the budget that you can also review, like I mentioned, on the website. And you could donate also supplies as well. We have an Amazon wish list up there on the website too. So there's many different ways that you can get involved.
That's great. And lastly, for the sake of time, we have a two-part question from Rizzle and Ballistic Banana. They would like to know, how has crypto helped the projects versus other forms of funding? And are you looking to expand into other cities?
So I definitely like having crypto and NFTs as an aspect because of the fact with fiat being so undependable right now, especially too with the fact that we've had a lot of success with through using it with crypto. Since we have Cash App and PayPal, I have to take the extra steps of taking screenshots of all that stuff and putting it up there. But really, it's tough because then you have to still trust that I'm actually taking all the screenshots, right? I'm being honest here. But that's why I like using mainly crypto, because then everybody can see everything there and you can actually verify it yourself. And then the other part was other cities, right? So yes, definitely. Oops, sorry, I got an alarm. But yeah, definitely in other cities. I would definitely say New York would be one of the places that we should start first, and probably California out there on Skid Row. I know there's already people out there working, but they obviously need more help. So it's bad all around. But I'm going to start focusing on those high pressure areas where there's a lot of people who are struggling and who are hurting, right? So focus on those areas and we'll move on to the rest after that.
Yo, One Existence, Expo Haiti. Just want to thank you all so much for hopping on and fielding questions today. I'm dropping a link here in the general channel of the Discord about the auction on Sunday for people who are interested in either attending, submitting something, or getting involved. There might be better links, so feel free to drop those as well in the general channel just so we can keep people informed. I did drop a link to their website. You can find that on their Twitter as well. Yeah, just really appreciate what y'all are doing and hopping on here today. So let's see. At this point, we are going to make a very abrupt transition. Actually, real quick, Expo Haiti and One Existence. If you're still around, there are a couple other questions rolling in the general channel if you want to field them and everything. So yeah, it's a good thing. But we do have to get on with the thing and pass the mic over to Metageist to see what he's cooking up in OnCyber. I know he's got some Anonybox updates. So, all right, Matt's got the link. I'm going to do the precarious thing of trying to log into OnCyber, drop the link into HyperFi, pass the mic over to Metageist all concurrently while y'all shuffle over there to see what he's cooking up today. So, yeah, we are off to Metageist, and let's see. Metageist, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me all right? How am I sounding?
Yeah, dude, several successive mic passes today. We're doing great.
Good. Right, don't jinx it. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm just hanging out at the OnCyber parcel. I'll wait here for a little while for people to turn up. It is a crypto art gallery, Cocohambra, that we've put a load of art into over the last it's been around for about a year, to be honest. And I'm using it as a base for a game to carry on talking about that box thing that I've been rabbiting on about for a while. It is an ongoing staggered group show, an exhibition housed inside a single token using the ERC 7160 token standard on Transient Labs. I know some of you have got some of these and collected them already. Thank you so much for that. You will get 4 free artworks added to your existing Anonybox now. So you don't have to buy another one, but if anyone buys one or collects one, the money gets split with a box cutter contract that sends the money to the artists involved. Nobody along the way takes any kind of cut, so you're just supporting a bunch of artists in one go when you collect the Anonybox. I'm just going to wait a couple more seconds for people to get into the bottom, and then we'll start like a bit of a tour. We're just going to go on a little bit of tour. I'm going to talk about some of the artworks involved in the collection. And then, yeah, thanks, Ballistic Banana. I'm glad you got the box cutter name. That's one of my favorite things about this. I was very proud of that. Yeah, and then we're going to do like a quick race to see who can do it a second time on a race. And it's a kind of a different course when you're doing it fast. You can take shortcuts and all sorts of stuff. And whoever gets there first will get a free Anonybox. And there's also going to be a competition. The best selfie that goes up or best image screen grab that goes up on Twitter over the next couple of hours will also be sent an NFT. And the Anonybox is, like I say, a whole collection. It's going to be 15 different artworks at least. And they're probably going to add more things to that, including avatars and music, songs and music videos and all sorts of things related to the collection. And the artist will also be able to submit more stuff whenever they want. So it's a way of giving to a whole bunch of collectors at once. Yeah, so I'm the blue beetle thing walking around in circles on the ground floor. And if you follow me, we're going to start to go on a little bit of a tour. Follow me up these stairs. So there's, like I said, there's 12 artists involved in 3 different drops of 4 artists going into the Anonybox. It is based on a silly sort of tongue-in-cheek concept. It's kind of like subverting an Amazon Prime delivery box. It's something that is a symbol of centralization, monopoly, capitalism, and I've asked artists to create a square face, hand-drawn or collage or painted or otherwise sort of physically made, or I have included, of course, digital painting because let's face it, digital is real anyway, onto the box, and they've all sent faces. So 4 of them were released a couple of weeks ago, and you could collect an Anonybox NFT. And with that, I've also manually added not only the 3D GLB Anonybox, but also 4 JPEGs for each artist. So the collector can choose how the art displays itself on OpenSea or wherever. So essentially, it is a whole collection, but it's all inside a single NFT. And then there's 4 more artists that have just been announced today, and we're going to do this jump course. If you follow me carefully, I can see there's a flyer that's made it. The trick to navigating this is to hit the space bar, do a nice big jump, and then change your direction and decide where you want to land. Take one platform at a time as well, because as soon as you get cocky, you'll fall to the ground. Sometimes you'll teleport back up to where you fell off, and sometimes it's horrible and you'll be sent back to the beginning. So you've got to be really careful. So it really is just jump one platform at a time, one platform at a time. Here comes Rizzle. Yeah, Rizzle, you're tiny. Okay, and when we get out to the top, I'm going to wait here just for a second. There's a tongue coming out of the Datanosh character, which is from the first Anonybox. That was inspired by a lot of money robot, one of his robots from his CryptoVoxels parcels. The concept being he sort of eats money, but I've quickly painted his mouth open and used this Amazon Prime gift wrapping tape or parcel tape to create a bridge into the second half of it. And as is often the case, most people are still jumping around at the bottom. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Do one platform at a time. Wait! Someone just flew right past me. And yeah, I'm going to have to wait for a few more people to be up here, otherwise you won't know what I'm talking about. Fire me any questions you like about the ER7160s, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you keep falling off, here's a link that will drop you to the start of the race, like halfway up the building. I'll paste it into the chat as a shortcut if you're having problems. The box is also an augmented reality face filter on Instagram. So every artist has a JPEG. They are part of a cube. The cube can be used as a block or as a space. You can sort of build something inside it in a metaverse space, or it can be a platform as you see in this game. But also you can wear it on your head as a means to be anonymous on the decentralized internet using a graffitied Amazon Prime box. Yes, we've got more people now. I know everyone hates me. I know. Yeah, good question, Paradox. What's the limit on the variations? I don't think there hasn't been a limit mentioned. I haven't seen a limit anywhere. Doing it on base as well means it doesn't cost you anything. That's why this is on base. Yeah, actually, at the moment, even on Ethereum, it's quite cheap. But when you realize that each and every single individual NFT is kind of a 721, and that everything has to be added manually, I think it makes sense to not go too crazy with the amount of options. I think I've already kind of overdone it and overpromised by having 15 artists. Well, 12 artists rather. So I'm going to carry on with the show. On the left, as you go through, if some of you are with me now, you will see Jean, his work. He might be in the room. Is he in the room? No, I don't think he is. He's his piece on the left here was what inspired this. Meta Symbiose was the first time I heard about 7160. So he used it to be able to have different aspect ratios of the same art. So you click the NFT and then you can get a portrait, a landscape, or a square version, and you just click on which one you want to show in the metadata, and that's the one you get. On the right, we've got Angie Taylor, and one of her 3D pieces going around the bridge here is the punk option, and she did a great do not bend fragile thing. And as a self-confessed aging punk, I think that might be somewhat of a self-portrait. As you go through to the Bananakins piece, I can see a bunch of people dancing underneath Shoeless Road Warrior. This is a piece I wish was in my collection, but isn't in my collection. But there's only 7 of them, and I really want them because I really like Bananakins GLBs. He's done the face on the right. That's called Fiber Rich. You can see he's used a hand-painted cardboard texture on the back of that face on the right, and then my sort of Cyclops Gorby guy is on the other side of that cube as well. And now we get onto the new artist. This is Mohara. Some of you know Mohara. He is an OG proper crypto artist in that all of his artwork is about crypto art, about the scene. And he's been doing it for a very long time, doing lots of experiments on Bitcoin and Ethereum for a long time, and a really good friend and a really good person to party with in Miami. In fact, that skull, that yellow skull piece, is a collage and spray paint and painted piece that I have right next to me on my desk, 30 centimeter square board that he hand painted and gave to me in Miami, and I said I would bring it in to become part of this project because it's absolutely perfect. And he's really stoked because he's really excited about 7160. Then we've got Solene. Solene is one of the cultists, one of the core cult artists. She does a lot for the NFC Lisbon. She's the one that ran the stall, if anyone was there, giving away, selling all the physicals. And she is a painter. She is a performer. She did a crazy performance piece as well at NFC Lisbon. And this is one of her characters based on the God of Thunder. I'm going to tweet a bunch of pictures. In fact, I'm going to wait on this platform. I'm just going to put some images into the chat. I've just done this new poster that sort of explains it. And I've also done this infographic that explains how it's split up. The box cutter contract being added, been changed by me every couple of weeks to add new artists. And we've got 4 more artists in a couple of weeks' time. We're really quite near the end now. We've got Violet Jones. A lot of you know Violet Jones. She's a classic painter, classically trained, does lots of oil paintings. We've got a bunch of portraits she's done here. Interesting portraits using AI as inspiration to begin with, and then manipulating them on the fly, making sure that some of the human element gets into those paintings. And so these are sort of like traditional paintings of human beings showing signs of tradition and history. And things that are, potentially going to get completely chewed up and spat out again by AI as it dilutes everything on the internet. And then we've got Defiant Squid, one of my favorite artists. A good friend of mine actually lives just down the road from me, a few hours down the road in the car. He's been painting these pixel paintings for years now. Joined in the space around the same time I did. These are all hand painted pixel artworks. And his piece at the end of this is the 8th Anonybox face, and it shows a face exploding into pixels and kind of like a vortex. And that's that goes through all of the 8 artists so far, including myself. From now on, I'm just sitting back. I'm just curating, marketing, and producing. I really like doing this sort of stuff. I'm going to be actually trying to find some work like this in the space where I can do some group shows. And I was quite inspired by Physical Food Project, to be honest. Our food banks were overrun in my hometown as well, in the UK, to the point where they actually had to close last week because there was threat of riots in the town. And I'm thinking that there's a way of fundraising in a quite painless way, as long as you can sort out the onboarding. If you can collect an NFT that you're going to get drip-fed new artwork into on an ongoing basis, and it supports a real-world project, and you use a splitter contract to split between the artists and charities, or a couple of charities or whatever, I think there's a funnel there. There's an interesting sort of mechanism for using this sort of thing. And I think ERC 7160 is I'm only just scratching the surface with it. And I'd like to do something more complex with more collaborations and more numbers of artists and sort of putting it all inside a single token. I think I covered everything. I will stop rabbiting on. Some of you made it to the end. The idea now is to start at the beginning again, and then we're going to play like a 2-minute song I've made using Suno that is about the project, and that is your chance to race to the end and win yourself an Anonybox if you can.
Yo, Metageist, real quick before we kick things off, you had mentioned that if people are talking about the jump physics and it's on Cyber, there's a selfie thing going on as well, so people can participate in that if they suck at this.
Yeah. Every time I think I'm making it easy, I still find that I'm taking too many things for granted and everyone's getting left at the beginning. You can win another thing. Just take the most interesting selfie or a screen grab of you in the space with some of the artwork behind you, and tag the artists for me. All I'm trying to do is make some pocket money for some artists in a time where it's very quiet out there. So if you can just tag your artists, and then I'm going to choose my favorite and get a wallet address and send you one of the Anonyboxes, which is basically access to 15 different artworks at least.
So I'm thinking we do the race before we pass the mic over to Show for questions. If Dragonade's all queued up and ready to go.
Oh, okay, yeah. So everyone get to the beginning and then start the song.
All right. So all right, everyone back to the beginning. Otherwise, someone will disqualify you. There's a lot of Avatar eyeballs out here. So let's see. There's a fountain in the middle. I'm dancing. I'm a little avocado dancing near the fountain. Why don't we give people 30 seconds to get to the fountain, and then actually, while we're doing that, everyone get to the fountain. Metageist, explain the path here and what to do.
Yeah, so the path is actually, for the first half, you can see that there are little arrows of the Anonybox logo. So the first one is here. If I walk over from the corner in my purple bug costume, you can see the arrow going up the stairs. Those are the guides, basically, and it is just a case of jumping. It's much easier if you jump straight up and then guide where you want to land. Although, if you are good, you can jump over like 5 or 6 platforms at once, but it's very risky. So it really is, it's how far out on the risk curve you want to take it. Think of the long jump as diving into a meme coin. So if you make it, it's great, but it might kill you. So as soon as the song starts, we'll just run up the stairs. I'm going to try and lead the way and hope that I don't fall off.
3, 2, 1-ish.
There's no stress, just pop it on your head. Dance like you're dead, dance like you dread. The paper cutters in the gutter, the strips of paper in the shredder. In the shredder. In the shredder. In a fucking shredder. The Pope and the Pope and the Pope, the Pope and dog. The Pope and the Pope and the Pope, the Pope and dog. Token gated, corrugated. Box cutter, splitter, shredder.
The token gated
Corrugated, yeah.
All really clear lines in there. It looks like Dragonade came out on top. A couple other people are finishing. Let's throw the mic over to Show for some questions.
Hey, 1 second, hold on. Okay. We have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know who wears the AR Anonybox the best on their head in the world.
We're going to have to make sure that the link goes up to people so that I can actually get some footage of people using it. I'm going to be taking the lens to a festival tomorrow and making sure that I get footage of everyone's different boxes held up on top of it in the real world. It's just another thing that takes ages to make. Each one's got to be made separately. And I've been using Instagram, so sorry for those who are on Zuckerberg's paying platforms. but but it's really easy and most people use it. So I've been using that for this because their head tracking is really good. But yeah, I don't know who wears it best yet. At the moment, there's just lots of videos of me on my own in my garden with my dog looking quizzically up at me, dancing with a box on my head.
That's cool. We also have a question from Paradox. He would like to know, is the project capped at 15 artists? And will you be adding any more surprise artists in the future?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the end of the 12 artists. Then there's going to be so there'll be a JPEG for each of their pieces of artwork and a 3D GLB for each of the three stages, which is of course a cardboard box. As the cardboard boxes are released, there's more and more stickers on the top. If you look at it on the link, hold on a second. If I send the actual link on Transient Labs, I'm really proud of the texture on the stickers. Just take a little look at that corrugation. For the win. And what was I saying? I got distracted by how much I like my corrugated stickers.
Surprise artist.
Yeah. We're going to. I am definitely going to see. The idea is that I'm going to reach out to everybody and tell them that they can do whatever they like in terms of adding more stuff to the box. The idea at the moment is everyone's painted on the box, but of course anything can go in the box. So at the moment, VRMs don't seem to be supported, but I really want to do VRMs so that I can do like black morph suits with each of the boxes on each of the heads, so everyone can choose to also use an avatar from the box, almost like it's an Amazon Prime box full of basically action figures designed by artists from all over the world. And I am definitely going to make a music video with one of these songs, and that's going to go in there. And yeah, if anybody wants to add any other artwork, anyone in the artist can. And then forevermore, I'm thinking about keeping it as an open edition. I'll see what the artists think of that. But the idea being that we could just continue to each get one of 12 cut from in the splitter, and it's a way of getting everybody a bit of pocket money basically as people collect their stuff into the future. But we'll have to see whether or not people want to be limited or not. But no, it's open ended really. I don't think there's a limit. And I do think this is a nice proof of concept for something much more interesting in the future with, that we can really think about in terms of also with the WIP crew. I think would be really cool. It's kind of in line with an idea that Paradox had for avatars recently, in a sense, with the flat surfaces, you keep it nice and simple. And that makes it easy for artists. All I got to do is say, give me a JPEG that's got a face on it of any sort, and they can contribute. So it's working out as quite an interesting proof of concept for bigger versions. I'm sorry, everybody's falling down. I tried my best. I really did.
Yo, Metageist, I think everyone is in agreement that they're a fan of this project, and you got so many legendary artists involved, and it's proper like nerd web 3 where you got to really be in the weeds to appreciate and understand the nuances of it. But that's like one of the things that makes it so dope. And I'm just thinking here to myself, man, like Anonyboxes on people's heads at Rizzlefest, like that absolutely just has to happen. Anyway, let's get Paradox up in here. We're gonna take a group shot. If people are done dying and falling to their death, just remember you can take a selfie somewhere and tag the artist, and get rolled into the raffle here for the thing, as well as the guest book. I'll drop the link to that. But first, why don't I throw the mic over to Paradox and we'll get this group shot rolling.
Before we roll the music, Dragonate, everyone use this time now to click the link in the chat. It'll take you back to the start of this map, just so everybody can be in this photo. Reload. Dragonate, cue the music.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Okay. If you've not been listening, I am Paradox. I'm the resident WIP videographer, and this is the point in the show where we take a group photo, and I also grab some video, and I edit together a weekly recap video, and that goes out on Rizzle's Twitter, so keep an eye out for that. All right, I think most people have loaded in, so let's just orientate everyone. Actually, Metageist, what do you reckon? Should we do it down here, or have you got a better spot, maybe up the top? You want people to come in? What do you reckon? Any requests from Metageist?
No, I mean I like the big bananakin piece up on the bridge, but I think we'll probably end up losing people along the way. So I would say anywhere down here, maybe in the corner with some art in the background.
Okay, let's.
Ooh,
All right.
let's
So
find Skeeny.
there's Skeeny, yeah, Skeeny's Skeeny in the background here.
where's that? Okay.
In the corner in the first floor.
See that? There's also a bananakin back there.
Okay, cool.
A bunch of bananakins.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, right. So I'm gonna be. You can't see me because I'm in camera mode. I don't think you can see me. I'm hovering right above the fountain, so kind of like look towards the fountain. Dragon8, feel free to play some music. Guys, feel free to hype/dance, and let's get this ball rolling. I think we've got everybody. Nice.
Won't you spare me over till another year? Well, what is this that I can't see without
So it turns out you can press the numbers. That's new to me. All right, cool. Right, what's the number for death shot where Rizzle says 9? All right, cool. We're all gonna press 9 at the count of. Okay, get ready. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 9. I know that makes no sense. 1, 2, 3, press 9. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 9. Nice. All right, sweet. Thank you, Dragonite. All right, well, that's everything from me this week. Till next week, Paradox out. Cheers.
Yeah, the death shot cracks me up every time. We haven't been in on cyber in a while, so I feel like that should be added to the protocol. If anyone came in late or did not sign the guest book, dropping the link right here in the general chat. Please make sure you sign that in order to get the Fabiano free gift for this week. If you've been signing them, check the hidden wallet of your OpenSea. You've probably gotten loaded up lately. We've been sending out tons of stuff to our audience. I should have mentioned, I saw the buzz going on in the chat. I spied the banner in the Phygital Food Project spot in Hyperfi, but Falenz is one of the performers at the auction event on Sunday, I believe. So check that out. Falenz, obviously one of the homies in the chat right here. So shout out to everyone, the speakers coming out today, everyone in the audience. Sign the guest book so you can get the thing. Fabiano just posted an image of it right here in the chat. So yeah, do all the things, and we got another awesome one lined up for next week. So I'm gonna throw the mic over to Matt real quick to see if I missed anything, but otherwise it's been an awesome event, and appreciate you all very much for coming out.
Yeah, no, amazing whip. Shout out to Metageist for putting this together on the fly. Made my head explode a million times trying to get to the end. Didn't make it, but shout out to everyone who did. And with that, let's get to the outies of the show, y'all. See everyone next week.
Wait, is this thing on? Yeah! Yeah!
It's time for the afties.
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go!
Hey, what's up, fam? If my mic cuts out, if my microphone, the thing that we talk on, if my mic cuts out, just be patient. I just have to unplug it and plug it back in because my USB is fried after years of screaming and yelling into the fucking metaverse. So that destroyed things IRL too. That's how much power that comes from these fucking lungs, you know. By the way, Um, this is the afties. This shit is for people who want to know about things that are happening just in general. If that's not for you, then you can leave. Bye. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Do whatever you want to do. If you want some alpha about the space gleaned by yours truly, then you can stick around. You know the deal. But if you're not interested, you could just go. See you later. You could just hop out the fucking voice channel. But if you want to stick around and chill, click on me because you could look at what I'm looking at. And you see like this Inception mirror thing that's going on while I'm sharing us streaming on Twitter right now. And you see me talking to myself in 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, you know. Cool. That being said, I'm your host, Show. You already know. Clearly, I just want to get to this shit. I'm going to get to these things that involve you. For those of you that are still here and listening who didn't turn my vocal volume in a voice channel all the way down to 0% as opposed to keeping it at 100 or maybe even 85 or even 55 if you want to save your eardrums, you know, there's things that affect you that are going on. Currently, this information is kind of US based, but shout out to all my international homies. This does kind of concern you too. Remember, I was talking about the crypto debit card last week, trying to find one, and I was thinking because, like, you know, the path to sovereignty and power would essentially consist of you having an anonymous wallet being funded anonymously through Tornado Cash, then being linked to some kind of crypto virtual debit card that unfortunately you can't have it activated in the US, so it would have to be international, so it's shipped by friends. If you have friends who have spaces or that you trust, or if maybe you could find some kind of delivery service that's in another country, they could ship that shit to you if you trust the fact that they won't swipe the shit. But if you don't fund it first and you have it shipped, you know, then they won't be able to swipe your shit. You catch my drift? So I was thinking having something totally off the grid would be fire as fuck, off of a burner account, where it would save you a lot of trouble. The reason why is because I'm anticipating things like what I'm sharing on the screen right now. If you look at my screen, if you click on me and look at my screen, then you can see this is one of the things that I'm trying to protect you from, you know. So the Democratic person who's being recommended to become president, I don't know how you say it anymore. I don't even speak English properly anymore. So maybe you could just connect the dots for me. This individual is backed by the current president who doesn't really do anything. And they're saying like, hey, we want to, in order to deal with the fact that we owe trillions of dollars in debt to other countries, and things are inflated. I don't know how you inflate paper that's colored green and that you print ad nauseum, but it's inflated somehow. I don't know, maybe deflated. I don't know, take some air out of it. I don't know. So they're saying that the money that you make, that you invest, before I get into crypto, you invest in stock markets, right? If you have a good year, you owe them 44.6%, which if you round it up, because that 0.6 is so fucking random, you're not going to round it to 45. You're just going to round it all the way up to 10. So 50% of your gains that are on paper, you owe it to the government. Half. And then on top of it, they're saying you had such a good year that not only if you realize those gains, an additional 25% tax on your unrealized gains will go to them. And they're saying it's only for high net worth individuals, not you low net worth individuals. But that's such a vague term. You can say anyone is high net worth. Then there's some dumbass trying to say that, this is only for anyone who has 400K. If you have 400,000 and up, then you're a high net worth individual. Sure. Then one day they're going to say, actually, we're going to make an addendum, an amendment. We're going to say it's for anyone who had unrealized gains of 25%. I just want you to visualize something. Anytime you hear me sigh, it's me just putting my head down and with my eyes closed. It's not rage. It's not emotion. It's me deflating because the U.S. Treasury, the government isn't deflating this paper that costs 15 cents in order to print, but they say that it's worth $1. It's that kind of frustration. Shout out to all you who are still in the voice channel. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way when you hear me and I'm talking too much and I'm talking run-on sentences and I'm frustrating you. You probably drop your head and you sigh too and you close your eyes. You got God damn it, show. Didn't you go to an accredited collegiate organization? Didn't you owe student loans too? I thought you speak better than this. I thought you were more eloquent. I thought you were educated. Aren't you educated? Can you speak to us in a way that makes sense to us? Can you just speak normally? Can you just be politically correct and speak to us the way that we want to be spoken to? Thank you, Ballistic Banana. That GIF summarizes my answer to that, to your frustration in this voice channel. In addition to the stupidity, right? Even if people say that this is a rumor, the fucking high levels of fucking idiocy, like the how the fuck do you get to this? Oh God, I'm fucking deflating right now. All right, I'm not aroused enough emotionally to even meet this challenge. This challenge of having to deal and try to explain this away to my smart friends. Why this is stupid. You're just gonna be like, okay, dude, show, you're just low net worth, man. We all made our money off of crypto punks in September of 2020 when it cost $200 fucking to get our shit before the normies came in and you missed the boat because you minted a fucking Avastar. Because you believe in Jimmy with the blonde hair and blue eyes talking a good fucking game. You believe that the storyline that was based around Avastars was going to get you over the fucking hump. You minted an Arabian camel instead of a crypto punk. You didn't believe in Luca Nets with the fucking pudgy penguin, and instead you wanted to get some random holographic mesh VRM attached PFP from some random Ukrainian based company or some shit. And now you're in the hole by 25% taxes on that shit and back taxes for unrealized gains to these two fucking pieces of shit that you're looking at right here. But that's not all. That's not all. Not only that, I want us all as a family, because we're family, right? I assume that much. I thought I loved all of you, maybe. I don't know. Do I love you? Like, I like, shit, my feelings haven't changed, but you know, it's a two-way street. Maybe on the other side, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a shit. You turn my vocals down in the voice channel, or you leave me on deaf or mute. You deafen my shit. It's all right, man. It's okay. I'm not that sensitive. You know what makes me sensitive and upset? This right here. So, there's been a thing happening. The Democratic National Convention has been going on. They had a bunch of random people talking a lot of shit. The Republican National Convention happened a week or so ago, and I'm just like, I've become so numb. In the immortal words of Linkin Park, I'm just numb, man. Crypto for Harris, run by Ro Kahana. In addition to that, there on both sides of the aisle, we have some powerful super PACs. I'm not going to show that digital information. I'm not going to show those numbers because you don't give a shit about numbers, right? But we have crypto super PACs that have been leading the charge. 40% of the power in donation power combined for both sides. That's all crypto based. Andreessen Horowitz, Jump Crypto, Coinbase, 40%. We're talking like millions. Major. I don't even want to get into it. You search it. You're the smart one. You fucking search it. But I want to talk about this right here. So the vice president, the sitting vice president in this country, has an aide who wants to answer some things for us. The crypto industry is expanding its political influence. That's not their words. That's what they're gleaning. That's what the writer wanted to fill in to meet the word count. The Harris team signals aim to grow industry with safeguards. Signaling aim to grow industry with safeguards. I'm a man of a lot of words on a microphone, but you can't bullshit a bullshitter, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. You lose me. You lose me. All right, when it's too much bullshit, even if you're insinuating, if you have snarky, sarcastic wit, you can't. I see through it. Like, it's just too easy for me. I'm sorry, and I want to love you even when you're using it. I just want to pat you on the head and like, oh, I want to overpat. I want to over condescend to you when you're doing it to me. Vice President Kamala Harris will back measures to help grow digital assets, a policy advisor to her campaign said. The vice president will back measures to help grow digital assets, a policy advisor. Why is a policy advisor telling me that they will back measures when you're a sitting president to help grow something that you've been stifling? But what fucking measures? I don't need measures. It's you don't have to back it. You are the yes or no. As a sitting vice president with a fucking lame duck president, highlighting efforts to court an emerging crypto industry, expanding its political influence. We have super PACs on both sides, funneling multi-million dollars into your political campaign. So you're not exactly courting, we're courting you. And so that's what the writer wrote, but I actually want to highlight, measures and shit like that. I want you to read the words, read the screen. Don't believe me. Read the screen. All 4 people who are in the voice channel left, who didn't server deafen me. This policy advisor said that the vice president is going to support policies that ensure that emerging technologies and that sort of industry can continue to grow. Emerging technologies and that sort of industry can continue to grow. Some guy named Brian Nelson with the most generic fucking name on the planet, a senior campaign advisor for policy in efforts to engage the crypto community. That's not all. That's not all. I want to go to Adam Cochran, who immediately said, reading that this won't be enough for some of you, and it's fine to satisfy you. A vice president who has the power of the pen and influence, period, right now. Insane influence. Who not only can back, but can push through shit, literally, in this moment, right now, regardless of what you think checks and balances, this person can push things through. And this won't be enough. They're just going to highlight and back emerging technologies and that kind of thing. And then you can hear my voice. You can notice that my hand is doing that thing where it's like slightly dismissive. You know, it's that dismissive, like, yeah, whatever. But Adam Cochran says, but this is the first official statement from the Harris campaign about crypto in any capacity. And it is a positive one. You know, shout out to our friends talking about homelessness in the country. I just want to highlight something in this country. At this point, this day, this is August 21st, 2024. We have the highest, don't trust me, search, do your Googles, use Bing Fu, we have the highest rate of not only inflation, but also this thing where it's like homes and stuff. It starts with an R. And it also has something that has to do with this weird word called mortgage. Highest, it's the highest percentage. Percentages can be inflated, but it's the highest whatever. People can afford to even live. But not only that, there's a trickle-down effect where you have institutions and 501c3s can't take advantage of this big R word, this commercial thing, and pay and stretch out payments, mortgage payments, in order to house and fund people, in addition to feeding them. So they have to go through alternative means in order to even try to make a fucking dent. But yeah, you have some random policy advisor, some underling of an underling, dismissively waving at me and rolling her eyes saying, yeah, emerging technologies and all kinds of other fucking things, but yet we just gave you multi-million dollars. I just gave you the motherfuckers who did it. Jump Crypto, Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, in addition to other people, Mark Cuban, Fanatics, who owns the fucking 76. You have people. Oh, but that's not dismissive. Let's acknowledge that, okay, this is Adam Cochran again. Let's acknowledge that's a huge step from where we've been in the past and keep pushing. Did my mic cut out? Am I offending people? Did people leave the voice channel? This affects you, doesn't it? Dem or Republican, I personally, if you haven't noticed yet, I don't give a fuck about both sides at this point. I couldn't even sit through either Democratic National Convention. The Democratic vice president said that they're focusing on food, something involving food. But yet we have our friends here who have a better and more clear and concise, actionable plan towards helping people with food than your plan that, I don't know, you're using all kinds of words, being condescending, and I'm stupid, but you make me feel like you're stupider. But you're saying that I'm stupid. But yet I'm like, oh, but if I show any emotion, that's weakness. So you being emotional means that you're a weaker human being than me. It means that you are less than. It means that you are economically low net worth. You are the scum of the fucking United States because you're emotional. What? You're screaming? You're screaming, tighten up your tie. Tie your shoes. Tie up your mock. Oh my God, you're wearing a mock strap. You don't have an Oxford shoe. Tie your shoelaces, sir. Tuck in that gut. Adam Cochran is telling me anyone railing against that is an idiot who cannot get out of their own way. Am I the problem? My emotions are the problem. Me reacting is the problem. How about this? I want to show you something else. Where's she at? Where the fuck is she at? Did I show it? Okay, no. Am I the problem? I want you to look at this right here. Before I jump back to Adam Cochran. Oh no, wait. That's a little teaser. Let's go back to Adam Cochran then. That's a little teaser just to give you a little blip. If you caught that little alpha there, I want to keep showing you what Adam Cochran says. Then he says, people are brushing off this. They're brushing this off as if Brian Nelson, that policy advisor person, is just some random aide. He's Harris's senior policy advisor and the undersecretary for terrorism and financial intelligence in the United States. Him saying that Harris wants a positive relationship with crypto is big. Well, before I keep reading that, does anyone understand that an undersecretary for terrorism and crypto suggests something that it shouldn't suggest, and the financial intelligence when you're talking about emerging technology and that sort of thing, like being so brusque, right, that's the right word, right? Like I'm trying to use words that align with what Adam Cochran might fucking type in his verbose, that's another word, right? And in his tweets and shit. I'm trying to get out of the low percentile. I'm trying to get out of the low income, whatever the fuck. I'm trying my best, right? But then you have an undersecretary and a senior policy advisor speaking on behalf of a fucking president, of a vice president who has the power to do this shit, who's also running, who literally spoke on a stage and didn't say anything about this emerging tech. Who received millions of dollars in funding from powerful super PACs, 40%, man, 40%, and you said not even one word about, and you dropped this PDF full of things. You mentioned AI in a brief little paragraph, but you're talking about all this other shit that has nothing to do with this emerging thing that will get rid of inflation, that will bring down interest rates, that will probably assist with quote unquote real estate, both commercial and private and public and whatever kinds of real estate is out there. People wanna this generation can afford houses. I wonder why they can't afford it. You don't have. I'm on my third already. Oh my God, this generation. Maybe this can help with your trillions of dollars in debt. I don't know. But then Adam Cochran says this is the exact kind of person who would be crypto's worst enemy, and this person who can justify choke point policy under KYC and AML and financial crimes. I don't even know if my microphone is cutting in and out or if it's like too loud and staticky. If you can't even hear my voice clearly, man. I'm just like, Adam Cochran trying to translate a fucking undersecretary, mind you, for terrorism, and then the financial intelligence too, trying to speak for someone else who's speaking vaguely, who's trying to speak for a sitting vice president who is on a campaign trail. He's saying that Harris is open to positive policy. It has weight, but yet Ro Khanna, she couldn't even go to a Zoom call that had Ro Khanna running Dems for Crypto, or whatever the fuck it's called, Crypto for Harris, who had all of these highly intelligent individuals. All you see is Mark Cuban saying, "Dude, I'm frustrated. It sounds like it's positive. You have these people who are there, but it's not the fucking one person that needs to be heard. I don't know. I want you to look at this. Just look at this picture. Yes, I'm cognizant of the time. If you're still here, thank you so much. If you did, don't leave yet. Look at this picture. I want you to look at this. I want you to stare at this right here. I just want you to look at this. You like crypto, don't you? Right? You like minting things. You like low gas fees. This is the thing that you've loved. Whatever you've put time in. Your time is valuable, right? Not just in your wallet's net worth. You know, you made so much over this economic downturn, right? This is, and this individual who's been attacking us repeatedly, not only bringing on this one motherfucker who is the architect of Choke Point 2.0. You've probably heard of it. Not Elizabeth Warren, not this guy right here. There's another person who has to be the most stupidest motherfucker on the planet when it comes to, when you learn about money as a child, your parents sit you down. They say, "Hey, daughter, hey, son, this is a penny. This is a dime. How many pennies go into a dime?" This motherfucker said, "Fuck a penny, fuck a dime. I make the dimes. It means whatever I want, and you're stealing all the dimes." Like, sir, I don't even have a dime. Why are you accusing me of having dimes? You're stealing dimes. No, I'm not. I'm like, I'm learning about this right now. I'm only 2 years old, and my parents are teaching me, and they're telling me I'm stealing dimes? Make it make sense. That motherfucker's running Choke 2.0, but you know who enabled him? This guy right here. And guess what? This vice president is saying that she's considering making this guy the Treasury Secretary. The individual who puts a bunch of shit offshore, who didn't make anyone any money during this period of time. You want to keep people not making money, and then you're wondering, why is inflation? We're gonna... Most officials are favoring a rate cut in September if inflation continues to cool off. You see this guy right here? This guy says, hey, we're not going to introduce rate cuts unless inflation comes down. But yet, at the same time, I'm the lord of central banking. I can print the money and burn it at the same time. I'm choosing not to. No one is spending money. Why are they not spending money over the past 3 years? I don't know what's going on. Why aren't companies and then we're giving billions of dollars for foreign aid, and we're fighting in wars and shit. But why isn't anyone making money right now? Oh, we have to wait. We have to wait. What are we waiting for? I don't know why we're not. Why we have to wait. Oh shit! And then the Japanese Nikkei goes down. So yeah. Oh wait, emergency meeting. No, we're not gonna print money. We're not gonna stop the inflation. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep inflation. Do you hear the exhaustion in my voice? Do you hear the exhaustion? They finally, they're like, hey man, all right man, this has gone too far. Can we just bring this down so we can spend less on having to pay back our good debt? Can you just do this, please, man? It's 4 months left in the year. They're like, all right, I guess we'll give us a bone. Inflation is down the lowest it's ever been in 20. Like, you see these little headlines. You control the shit. The saddest part, and I'm gonna leave you with this. The saddest part, you have no idea who the fuck you're even looking at right now. This is Jerome Powell, the Fed chair. This is the big muckety muck when it comes to money. They make, this man presses a button and he makes money. If his dominatrix whips the white, not to be confused with us. Shout out to the whip. Where we be whipping the shit out of people with leather and cat of nine tails. We're some freaky motherfuckers. We're weird and strange and you love it. But I digress. Not that kind of whip. If his dominatrix whips the right cheek at the right time, she may convince him to maybe kind of sorta contact an undersecretary and bring interest rates down and get some rate cuts, and maybe there'll be less correlation between inflation and the price of ETH, because God knows what the fuck is going to drive the price of ETH up. We fucking bleed out. We bleed out by a G. Suddenly can't come up. There's no catalyst. There's no nothing to bring the price up. But this guy, if he introduces rate cuts, that's the correlation. That's the parallel. That's the thing that lifts all boats. I'm fucking exhausted, man. I'm exhausted, dude. I'm fucking exhausted. My dominatrix hasn't been shoving her fingers down my throat lately. It's been pissing me off. She hasn't been using the good casket leather. She's been using the pleather that's been tearing after one swing midair. That's been missing. We've been missing the mark. You've been bleeding me out, not in a good way. These motherfuckers have been bleeding me out, man. But and they keep telling you survive, hold on, and it's so stupid to the point where even the motherfuckers, even Ryan and what the fuck else is his name at Bankless. Even they're like, dude, what is going on? Why hasn't the price of ETH been going up? But BlackRock has 1 billion a positive inflow, and Grayscale stop dumping. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take, man? Was it stay? I was going, yeah. This is what I wanted to ask people. This pissed me off. Last thing, I keep saying last thing, but y'all are smarter than me. Proof of work for ETH. Was that the thing that allowed it to like ebb and flow up and down? Proof of stake. Is it because people aren't does it need to be an ebb and flow of staking? Does it need to be people physically staking to get the price up? Has ETH become a stable coin? Have we cracked the code inadvertently to make ETH a fucking stable coin? Holy shit, is that it? Is it not supposed to go up or down? Is it supposed to be like even flat? Brookhawk said, yo, the fucking Brookhawk is not even here. But like he's like, oh my god, it's like 0.5 cents. Man, a transaction that was 0.5. I thought hell froze over. So many things I didn't ape into, pun intended. all because the gas fee was a third of the fucking price of the thing I was trying to buy, and that resulted in me not having generational wealth anymore. WIP fam, this is all for you. If you were able to understand anything I said, I don't know, man. Listen to the Matthew and Rizzle show if you want it, given to you in another way, a better way, an awesome way. If you were able to glean what I said, then this is good for you too. Listen to us. We're your friends. We're your partners in this space. We love you all. That's why we keep telling you these things. But you don't have to listen. You can go do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? DYOR. But then when you're worried about what the fuck is going on, and then no one is doing things quickly for you, I don't know what to tell you, man. Much love. I'll see you later.
Mashed potatoes, I want chicken, cheese. Fuck yes, oh cheese, oh cheese, oh cheese, oh, this is awesome, 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 sweet dreams are made of cheese. Pizza's good too. I like where this is going. Yeah. Fuck yes, cheese. Kill the audio box with fire, with fire. Death to audio problems. Lactose intolerant people. I am so sorry. Give me that shit. I got carried away. We all love a good meme explorer song. Cheddar, blue cheese. Better way says cheese. Emoji. Randolph has cheese. Meme explorers with extra cheese. Death to audio. Audio problems. Death to audio. Audio problems. Cheddar to better. Won't go out for days. Cheese is like fire. Yes, go. Death to audio problems, down to audio problems, down to audio, a gift of cheddar cheese. Audio problem don't deserve to live. To emoji with the tongue sticking out. Emmentaler and Gruyere. That almost rhymes. Cheddar is money. Give it now. Spend some of your cheddar on that, please. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Lots of gifts of cheesy things, all up in the Discord of Meme Explorers. Oh, lots of gifts of cheesy things. Cat with heart eyes, clap, clap, clap. Cheese steak, cookies, hot cheese is the best. Gifts of cats with cheese on their faces, death, death, death. The only thing we love more than cheese is gifts.
thing is fondue. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death. Milk, cheese is live. Audio problems. Cheese is live. Oh, yeah. Yay, the little kitten says LOL, and Elmo's on fire, and Ernie's got condoms on his ears, so fire, so fire. Death to audio, to audio, death to audio, LMAO, give me cheese, oh give me death to audio, death to audio. Vibe check, death to hiding. I want some lemonade, make cheese great again. Condoms on the ears, that's what it looked like to me. Oh, death to audio problems, to audio, death to audio problems, to audio. I'm vibing, make cheese lemonade. When life gives you rotten cheese, you make cheese lemonade. So much cheese and some sriracha, some cheese and some sriracha. Me vibing big time when Rizzle coins. You make nachos, Love the song so dope, stuff that cheese in your face. Stuff that cheese in your face with jalapeno. With jalapeno. In your face, cheese whiz. Pickles, yes, cheese whiz. In your face, death to audio, to audio, death to audio, to audio, death to audio, to audio. Yeah, that's it. Oh my lord. Whew. I have to turn on the fan.